Hello class, good morning. Our topic for today is Cantilever Method. Ito ang ating sample. We have here a 4-story building with column spacings of 4, 8, and 6 meters. Ito siya, yung mga naka-yellow. With lateral forces 120, 90, 60, and 30. Same as from this book. And then story heights of 4 and then the rest is 3 meters. So, the first thing that we should do is dapat alam natin yung mga assumptions niya. So, number 1, there is a point of inflection at midpoint of all members. So, that includes column height and then midspan of beams. And the first procedure that we're going to do is to determine the center of gravity of the columns. It so happen na ang mga columns nito ay magkakatapat. Kaya the center of gravity is defined by bar X. Let's say this line, no? Yan yung center of gravity. And then, ang assumption dito, lahat ng columns ay may unit area or 1. So, 4 times X, yung 4 na yan, yun yung summation ng area. So, 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. Tapos, ito yun yung bar X, yan yung unknown natin, which is this. Is equal to the summation of moments, no? So, we start with column QM, that is 1 times 0. Since ang lever arm niya, from this dimension, or from this location is 0. Followed by 1 times 4, followed by 1 times 12, followed by 1 times 18, which is this. And bar X now is equal to 8.5. Okay, so let's check. Ayan siya, 8.5. And then, dito na tayo ngayon sa column axial forces. First thing, dapat kunin natin yung relationship ng mga forces. Let's say, this column is QM. No? This is column R and column SO, column TP. Yung letter numbering niya, nag-start dito sa baba A, B, C, D, E, F, G hanggang Q, R, S, T. And then, yung forces, okay, ang nagre-resist dito sa 120 kilonewton would be this 4 columns. Okay? Notice na kung magte-take tayo ng moment dito sa mid-height ng A, okay, or mid-height ng QM, this is point A, the 120 kilonewton lateral force would cause a clockwise moment. Okay? Next thing is, kung mag-take moment tayo dito sa gitna naman ng center of gravity, ang 120 kilonewton will still cause a clockwise moment. And at center of gravity, ang magre-resist ng forces ng 120, yung 4 na columns. So, dapat, yung direction ng forces dito sa column na ito ay counterclockwise. Kaya, yan yung kanilang mga direction. Okay, so ito, ang dalawang columns sa right, you have upwards. Tapos, yung column dito sa left, it is downwards. Meaning, kung magte-take moment tayo dito sa center of gravity, itong 4 na columns, counterclockwise. Yan. Okay? So, yan yung ating assumption dyan. And then, kunin natin yung relationship nitong 4 na columns with respect to 1 column only, which is FTP. So, ito siya. Okay, so FQM all over 8.5 and then FRN all over 4.5. Ayan, tapos FSO all over 3.5 and then FTP all over 9.5. So, equal lahat yung mga yan. Yung 8.5 na yan, that is the distance of the column from the center of gravity. Okay, and then from this ratio and proportion, FQM is in terms of FTP. So, yung 8.5, yung denominator na 8.5, ililipat mo siya dito kay FTP. So, FQM now becomes 8.5 times FTP all over 9.5, which now boils down to 17 all over 9.5. So, ganun din kay FRN, 4.5 all over 9.5 FTP, hanggang kay FSO, which is equal to 7 all over 19 FTP. And then, from there is a point of inflection at the midpoint at all members, taking moments about the point of inflection A of column QM. So, dito tayo mag-take moment kay A. So, taking clockwise direction as positive, mag-start tayo kay 120, ano? So, 120 times 1.5. Okay? 1.5 dahil 3 all over 2, no? So, at inflection point. And then, plus FRN times 4, or 4 FRN, and then equal to, or pwede mo rin naman sabihin na minus, dito na tayo sa mga counterclockwise. Okay, so 12 times FSO minus 18 FTP is equal to 0. Okay, but then what is FRN, what is FSO, and what is FTP? From the ratio and proportion na ginawa natin kanina, remember that FRN is 9 all over 19 FTP, FSO is 7 all over 19 FTP. So we will be substituting this to FQM, FRN, and FSO, which boils down to this equation. Okay, so tapos yung mga negative na yan, ililipat natin sa kabila, dito sa kanan, para maging positive. So, this becomes now 120 times 1.5, magiging 180. Okay? Plus, but what is FRN? 4 times the quantity. FRN is 9 all over 19 FTP. Yan. Okay? And then, itong mga negative, lilipat natin sa kabila. Is equal to 12 times FSO, but what is FSO? It is 7 all over 19 FTP. 7 all over 19 times FTP, and then plus 18 FTP. Okay? FTP is as is, 18 FTP. Now, you will notice na ang unknown dito ay isa na lang, which is FTP. So, you can easily solve the value of FTP from here. Ito. So, yan yung equation paano nag-arrive dito, no? So, FTP is simply 8.87 kilonewton. Now, let's check. Yan. 8.87, but 8.77. And then, FSO is equal to 7 all over 19 times FTP. But nasolve na natin si FTP, di ba? So, FSO is equal to 7 all over 19 times FTP. Yan, 8.77. This is 3.23, so let's check. And then ito 3.23. Okay? So parehas sila. Yan. Next, FRN and FQM. FRN is 4.15, FQM is 7.85. FQM is 17 over 19, which is this. Okay? Yan. And then, so tapos na tayo sa column axial forces. Pagdating naman dito sa third floor, it is basically the same procedure, pero ang moment natin ngayon, madadagdagan na itong 120. So ang lever arm ni 120 would be 3 plus half of this story height. Okay, so let's try to do that. First is, kunin natin yung fraction nitong FOK, tapos FNJ, FMI with respect to FPL. Since pare-parehas din lang naman sila ng location, dapat pare-parehas din ito, 719, 9 over 19. Okay, so let's check. Yan. Okay? And then, solve natin ngayon yung FPL. As I've said before, same equation, pero i-edit na lang natin ito. So yung 120, ang lever arm yan magiging 1.5 plus 3. Or that becomes now 4.5 plus, madadagdagan siya ng 90 times 1.5. Ayan. And then yung Rn magiging NJ. Ayan. Magiging NJ. Tapos yung SO magiging OK. Tapos yung TP magiging PL. Yan. And then this becomes now yung mga negative, ililipat natin yan dito sa right side. So magiging positive na sila. Things like that. Something like that. Now what is NJ? F and J is 9 over 19 times PL. Okay, so palitan na natin ito. F and J is 9 over 19 times FPL. Tapos si FOK is 7 over 19 times FPL. And finally, FPL. So from this equation, iisa na lang ang ating unknown, which is FPL, which is equal to 32.88. And then, you multiply 32.88 by 7.19, by 7 all over 19 times 32.88. It will give you 12.1154. So let's check. Yan. And then, dito sa second floor, same procedure din, Pero, mag-iiba lang yung mga subscripts mo. Yung MI, okay, yung PL magiging LH. Okay? Tapos, madadagdagan ka ngayon ng forces. 120 times 7.5, tapos 90 times 4.5, and then 60 times 1.5. Yan na yun. Hanggang sa first floor. So you try doing that on your own. And these are the forces. Next would be the girder shears.